So good morning people, and welcome to Cooking on the Corsican 2018. Your favourite, of course, cookery programme on YouTube. Now, it's Saturday morning, it's the 20-something of whatever, January. I don't know when you're going to see this vlog, I don't know when I'm going to put it up, but I bought a ham hock from the butcher and I cooked it, and I've got this delicious stock from the ham hock which I am not going to waste. So I took the ham hock out and I've stripped all the meat off it and I've taken all the fat off the stock, so it's lovely low calorie stock, and I'm going to show you how to make a delicious pea and ham soup, and I'm going to get right on with it. In this pot here I've got 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, okay, and I'm going to add to that, good morning Austin, I'm going to add to that a large knob of the butter. Now, I did say I was going to show you some more soups, and I did tell you they all work on, as far as I'm concerned, a good soup should always kind of work on this principle. Not every single one, but in general, this is how to start making the basis of a good soup. And the other thing about this is it makes so much sense. The ham hock cost me under £3, right? And I can assure you, the meat I get off of that could feed 3 people a very decent meal, okay? I'm going to get my onions right in. That's 1 red onion and 1 white onion. As I always tell you, with onions, salt them, but I'm going to be very careful because that was ham. So I'm just going to put the tiniest little bit of salt in, and I'm going to put in some black pepper. I can always taste it for seasoning later. You can always add seasoning, you can never take it away. So as I'm saying, the ham hock, under £3, it was massive. And there's enough beautiful meat off of that that you could feed 3 people. And this delicious stock, and you get a huge pot of soup off it. And the cost of the bits and pieces to make this soup, I can assure you, is about £1.50. So for under a £5, you've got 3 big meals and you've got about 8 portions of soup. Now that makes sense. People, anybody that says that doesn't make sense has got to be crazy. Okay? There's very little work in it. I'm going to get it underway really quickly. Did you show people these onions in this pot, Steve? Yep. We're going to add to that our celery. So beautiful celery. And I'm going to add to that my leeks, 2 leeks. So that was one white onion, 1 red onion. They were big sticks of celery. I used 2. If they were smaller, you could use 3. And this is 2 leeks. Okay, the ring's on flat out. This won't take long to come together. I mean, you go and buy these, you go in the supermarket and you buy these gourmet soups in these little pint tumblers, these little pint pots. I don't know how much they're, I think they're about £2 or more than £2 for this little tub of gourmet soup. Let me tell you, it'll never match what you make at home. I can guarantee you, never match what you can make at home. And soup takes no time to make at all. It's a no-brainer in the winter to have a nice pot of soup in the fridge. When you come in a cold day, there's nothing nicer than a bowl of homemade soup. I'm sure I said that to you before. I think I also said before, there's probably a lot of people out there thinking, oh, why the hell's he doing that? Just put it all in with the water and boil it all up. Yeah, you can do that, no problem. If you want to do that, do that. But I can assure you, what I'm doing here is creating flavour. It's worth spending this 10 minutes to create beautiful flavour within the soup, and that is what you want. When you cook, you're always aiming for beautiful flavour. You'll see I've cut everything up very small. To be honest with you, that's the longest part of the job when you're making soup. So as I say, this is going to be a beautiful pea and ham. Now normally if I was making pea and ham, I would use green split peas. Couldn't get any green split peas, but I did get yellow split peas, sort of a slightly different colour, but it doesn't make any odds to me because I can't tell colours, so that's no matter. But normally, when you make pea and ham soup, you would normally use green split peas. So this is all cooking away beautifully, and it's a bit of oil and butter, and the smell is phenomenal. I'm going to sweat it down. Sorry, the vlogs have been a bit sporadic. I think I said to you in an earlier video we had a little bit of trouble with the camera. Well, not the camera, but the SD card. I don't understand why, but in my new camera, which is, you know, a £500 camera, occasionally you turn it on and it says there's an error in the SD card, but I can't understand why. I must be doing something wrong. If the truth be told, I really don't know how to use the camera. It's flat out on automatic mode. Maybe some kind person out there watching, if you know anything about cameras, if you wanted to come along and give us a lesson on how to use a camera properly, there's a free meal in it for you and a bottle of wine on cooking on the Corsican. Because both Steve and I know nothing about cameras. Okay, I reckon that's long enough. Just show people this, Steve, the kind of stage this has got to, so they can see it's beautifully sweated down. Everything's nice and soft. Okay, so I'm going to get some stock in there. And this is my stock. Heavy. I'm not going to put it all in. I shall put about that much in to start off with. Now I'm going to add my carrots. The ring's flat out. This is one large carrot grated. So I'll go over the ingredients once more for John if he's got his paper and pen out. That was 1 large onion white, 1 large onion red, 2 sticks of celery, and 2 leeks, all chopped finely as you saw, and this is 1 carrot grated. Okay? Now, literally, all we're going to do now is let this come to the boil, and I shall put a lid on it, and I shall cook it for about 25 minutes to half an hour. Okay, these split peas now, I'll just explain something to you. Years ago when you used pulses, which is all things like lentil, peas, all these kind of things, barley, you know, all that kind of stuff. Years ago you had to soak it all overnight, but now, I don't know what they've done to it, but they've obviously altered it in some way, genetically modified. You don't have to soak it any longer, but what you do have to do is thoroughly wash it, or what you'll get when you're making soup, you'll get foam on the top. Now you can skim it off, and there may be some in the soup which I will skim off, but if you thoroughly wash your lentils or your yellow peas or your green peas and then add them to the soup, you shouldn't get any of that horrible foaming. So I'm just going to add them straight in. There you go. I'm not going to bother about these. I am going to bother because I hate waste. I couldn't bear to leave that last one in there. I think that cost me a lot of money. Now let's be honest, people, how long did that take? Who in the right mind would want to... I'm just going to put some more stock in here. Who in the right mind would want to go out and have a can of soup, horrible insipid soup out of a can, when you can make this beautiful soup for next to nothing? When the kids come in for school, if you've got a pot of this in the cold weather like it is at the moment, my mother certainly always had a pot of soup in the fridge in cold weather, and when we came in for school we could always have a nice big bowl of hot soup. So I've now shown you 2 soups using ham stock. Do you know, I'm just going to use the rest of that. So just show people how much water's in there, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, so now all I'm going to do with that, basically that's done and dusted. I'm going to let that come to the boil, as I do with all the things that I make, and I'm going to put it on the back ring, lid on it, and probably every 5 minutes I will go up, just take the lid off and just give it a little bit of a stir. But that will take no longer than 25 to 30 minutes. And I shall then come back and show you my little trick for making a pea soup taste even nicer. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it as a surprise. But I have a surprise ingredient right at the end, and I don't mean the ham. But this will be absolutely delicious. Steve and I will have a nice big bowl of this for lunch, and then we can both take some home, and through the week we can have a nice bowl of soup. So there you go. So listen, I'm probably not going to waffle on too much more. I'll just show people what that's like. Now, you might think that's thin at the moment, but by the time these peas start to swell, this soup will be much, much thicker. So I'm not going to waffle on for too much longer. I've told you exactly what I'm going to do. Bring it to the boil here, lid on it, back ring, simmer it very, very low. Every 5 minutes I'm going to give it a stir. And after 25 minutes I'll come back and I'll show you how to finish it off. So ingredients again, once you've got your stock: 1 red, 1 white onion, yeah? 2 sticks of celery, 3 of it small celery, 2 leeks, 1 large carrot. That's all that's in there. The stock, the ham that will be going in there, and my little secret ingredient later on. Nothing could be easier. Okay, so as I always say, people, if you have been, thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I get back, just to show you how to finish this soup off. Ta-ta. So people, we're back for the last part of this vlog on my pea and ham soup. And the first thing I'm going to show you here is, look at the amount of ham that I get off of that ham hock. I mean, can you believe that? I mean, if you served that with nice creamed potatoes and something that goes lovely with ham, is like a parsley sauce or a white sauce, parsley sauce and cauliflower. I mean, what a beautiful meal. That would easily serve 3 people and still leave you probably enough for the soup. But is that not amazing? I've cut all the fat off. It's very lean. This is, again, this soup for people out there who are dieting, or perhaps somebody who's diabetic. The only thing I would tell you to leave out is the butter. Just use olive oil when you're sweating everything down and leave the butter out. And this soup, the way I've done it, skimming all the fat off and everything, you know, it's going to be very, very low in calories. Very suitable for people on diets and for people who are dietary requirements require them not to be eating too many fats. So there you go, that's very good. So now the soup has been cooking for 25 minutes. I shall just set that lid there and I shall just show you what it looks like. It probably still needs 5 minutes cooking. Always with these soups, when you're cooking them, lentil, anything like that, everything goes to the bottom and you have to stir it up. Now, I don't want this to be like porridge. Some people make pea and ham soup and they make it like porridge. You know, I want it to just have a nice thick consistency. Now here's my little trick at the end. In here is a large tin of marifat peas. And I always do this when I make a pea soup. I just add right at the very end a nice large tin, and that is a large tin, or if you can't get the large one, 2 of the tins that are about that size. Okay? I add them in and then I cook for another 5 minutes. And believe you me, that will be absolutely delicious. I shall simply taste for seasoning. If it requires any seasoning, I'll give it. If it doesn't, I shall leave it alone. Now, when we come to serving the soup, I personally don't think it's a good idea to put the ham back into the soup, because what will happen is, because we've got so much of it, the ham will break up, and you know it won't have any body to it. So what I think is a good idea is just to take your plate and just get your ham, and you know, just break some up into the bowl, in the bottom of the bowl, and then serve your piping hot soup over the top, and then your ham will stay in nice big bits in your soup. So there you go, people. That is my take on a pea and ham soup. I can assure you it's delicious. You can try it yourself. I'm just going to give this another 5 minutes cooking, but people can have a look here, Steve, and they can see how thick the soup is going to be. You can see yourself. It's going to be absolutely beautiful in the bowl with the ham, a nice rolling butter, and there you go. Beautiful pea and ham soup. And those marifat peas, they just add a little something to it that I like. You may not like it, but I do. So there you go. That's my take on pea and ham soup, people. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a go. It's a great thing for the winter. Good soup and no stock cubes about it. Anyway, if you have been, thanks very much for watching. Thanks for supporting the vlog as well over the last year, and hopefully there'll be many more to come in 2018. So bye bye for now. So listen, people, hello again. We ended this vlog, but when the soup was finished, it's had another 10 minutes cooking and we're just about to serve. I thought I would come back and show you how it actually finishes off, because you probably wouldn't appreciate it on how I left it. But there's what happens when the marifat peas melt down a little bit. Now you don't want to cook them for too long. You don't want them to completely disappear. But there's what you end up with. You end up with a beautiful, thick, umptious soup. And what I've done here, as you can see, I've broken up the nice bits of ham, and I shall serve that, making sure we get equal quantities of stock to... Now look at that. Is that not an absolutely delicious bowl of soup for your lunch? So there you go. We just thought we would pop back. It looked so nice, we thought we would just pop back and show you. So once again, thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.